and welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus out here in Baltic, South Dakota. A beautiful day out here today. Low humidity and temperatures in the 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki, along with our Ag Director Bridgette Readel, and a gorgeous day, and what a crowd out here today.
So for those who haven't been hearing us throughout the day today, we are in Baltic, South Dakota for the Ag PhD Field Day. And when they say that we're going to have a good crowd with good weather, today they meant it.
Yeah, and what a difference from just a couple days ago. It was just oppressive humidity down here, and much better today. And I'll tell you what, we're dealing with Canadian smoke even this far south. Not as bad, but visibility right now out at the airport is at 5 miles, and we're still dealing with the smoke with temperatures in the low 70s. And we're going to make it up today into the mid to upper 70s across the area. And we're looking at light winds out of the east throughout the day today. And then as we head into tonight, we'll drop off into the mid-50s. And the rest of the week, well, more smoke on tap for tomorrow with highs again in the mid to upper 70s. Now, the weekend, we'll turn our winds in out of the south. That will help matters in terms of pushing the smoke north. We'll have a few scattered showers and thunder showers over the weekend with mid-70s. Summer heat does return by the middle and end of next week with temperatures rebounding back into the 80s, and we'll have that smoke out of the area most of next week as well with those upper-level winds coming in out of the southwest. But, yeah, 73 degrees and 5 miles visibility due to the smoke. Thanks a lot, Canada.
Easy. We got a Canadian with us.
Sorry.
Hey. But no, like, have you noticed, like, I heard a couple jets fly by,
Yes.
and I could not see them anywhere. Did you notice that
Yeah,
too?
Yes.
Is that
I saw
from the
that
smoke?
earlier. Yeah,
Because I was like, where are these jets?
It's that hazy out.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And we're right under the fly zone, if you will, for the
Yeah.
Sioux Falls Airport.
Yeah.
So you should be able to see them.
Well, that's what I
think.
thought. I was like, those things are pretty loud. They sound pretty low, but I couldn't see them anywhere.
So the voices joining us today, when it came time to plan for today's show, I thought I want to talk with the folks who maybe are new to coming to Ag PhD Field Day, but have a long time investment, not only in ag, but ag media and so much more. And so first voice you heard was Andy Pastor. Andy, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Andy Pastor. I'm a farmer. I'm from Southern Ontario over in Canada. Not where the smoke is coming from. I'm on the other side.
I wanted to ask you that.
Yep, I'm on the other side. And, so first time here. It's a blast.
What do you think?
I think it's amazing. It's probably I knew last night when we pulled up here that I was like, this is going to be good. But I could never imagine that it would have been this good. I'm not going to lie, this is my favorite farm show I've been to.
And you say that about farm shows. I mean, it's not like
I don't say this lightly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
This is
a big
honestly
deal.
amazing because it's not huge, but it's got everything you want without all the other stuff.
Absolutely.
It's got everything you want to go to a farm show to see. And, yeah, you got the personalities talking and everything like that. And you got Brian and Darren who do a fantastic – I put this on Twitter. I was like, these guys know how to throw a farm show.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's not even just a party, it's a farm show.
Oh, yeah.
It's
amazing.
Your first time here, what are you most impressed by?
Oh, man.
Anything that stands out?
Well, the plots are amazing. Everything. There's not one personal thing or whatever that stands out.
Right.
It's the whole kit and caboodle where it's just it's a farm show. It's awesome.
So the other voice you're going to hear today is Tanner Winterhoff.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Tanner is with the Farm for Profit podcast, one of the top 5 podcasts for agriculture.
That's what we say, right?
Oh,
I'm with you. I
congratulations,
think so.
We got
Tanner.
fact checkers out there. I'm sure they'll tell us we're wrong, but no.
When I say that, I truly mean it, because the amount of audience that you guys have at Farm for Profit and what you represent. So if you want to fill folks in on who you are, tell us about the podcast.
Yeah, very, very blessed to have an audience through that platform. Farm for Profit is a twice-weekly show. We release Mondays and Thursdays. We kind of play 2 different formats. We combine education and entertainment, and Monday's show is a little bit more educational.
Mm-hmm.
We still have fun while we do it, but
Right.
Thursday's a lot more fun with a little bit of education. So there's a good mix for about everybody. We talk everything from advancements in cattle technology to the latest in genetics to machinery and techniques that are out there, ultimately all geared towards helping farmers achieve higher levels of profitability. And then we take it, we clip it up and put it everywhere you could find it.
Yeah.
Spotify, YouTube, TikTok,
Yep.
Instagram, everywhere that you could potentially be, we're going to pop up and surprise you.
But you bring in so many different aspects because there's 3 hosts.
Yes. The best part about it is I don't have to be the expert.
Well, you are. I mean, you fixed the whole audio thing here.
Thanks.
Thanks.
That's on the background. But yeah,
Nobody could hear me.
We've got three co-hosts, Corey and Dave and myself, and that's the best of both worlds because they're doing a recording right now at the Corteva tent. I'm over here having fun with you guys. Same thing. Could be busy in the field, got hog loads, got cattle going out. As long as there's one of us, the show can go on.
That's
But
right.
the big question, if you're watching us on Acres TV, is where did you get that shirt?
So
I mean, that
shirt
is classic.
This shirt is custom designed. We ended
Can you
up,
do a turnaround for us?
Yeah.
Please
There you
spin.
go.
Thanks, Tanner.
we do custom designed shirts, and it all started off with a relationship that we have with Steinbauer. Sherry of Steinbauer is had a connection to an Australian mental health awareness program called Trademut. Trademut has very loud designs, and all of their shirts say that it's a conversation starter.
Yes.
And it is. People walk up to you, where'd you get your shirt?
I like it.
And it's just a thing that helps you engage in a conversation, and you don't know if that conversation could be what it takes to prevent a suicide or prevent anything in the mental health world because someone felt valued or felt like they were being heard or listened to. So it's expensive to get shirts from Australia to the U.S. We started designing our own, and we try to incorporate agriculture into everything and have a good time while we do that. So,
And you said they're coming out with another spin to. I mean, you've got everything on there: tractors, and
we've got
combines.
for us U.S. folks, we've got a 4th of July themed one, red, white, and blue. And then we've got one coming out that's all going to be livestock this fall. And what we've started doing is getting some of our partners included. So there will be a Maya Cornhead shirt at Husker Harvest Day.
Very nice. But I'm wondering if Andy's hoping for a maple leaf.
Well, I'm hoping. I want to see an Andy Clean symbol.
We
An
can do
Andy Clean
that.
logo.
That would be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh,
But-
there hasn't even been an Andy. Well,
I
okay,
know.
so first of all, your Andy
Yes.
Clean logo is on your shirt.
Yeah, it's on my shirt. Yeah,
And
right
I
there.
have a sticker of it.
Yeah.
It's on my other travel case.
There
so
we go.
I
Perfect.
I don't go
Perfect.
anywhere without it.
Yeah. No, I was scoping on a shirt. I was like, I'm gonna make an Andy Clean shirt like that.
It's fun when the three of us wear all the different designs.
Yeah.
But you certainly stick out when we all wear the same design. So today, it's like a little pack and a pod movie.
Yeah. And I feel left out because I don't have one of those.
See, now
Right?
that'd make a good golf shirt.
It would. That's what I was just thinking.
I like loud golf shirts. I've got loud
Yep.
golf shorts. That would be perfect.
Yeah, it's one of those to where the material is that athletic, sweat wicking. Yeah, we don't need it today, but
No,
for
but-
some of these hot shows.
Well, it's perfect
Hot
for the
days in
summertime.
farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because Andy farms, but Tanner, you also have
Yeah,
a
so
hand in
both-
farming.
I grew up in a family farm, swine and row crops, married into a fat cattle feed yard with row crops in central Iowa. So I don't actively make a ton of decisions on the farm because Farm for Profit's the business that I get to run. But I tell people all the time I am a glorified steering wheel holder with too many ideas. When you do over 100 interviews a year, you come across all the best ideas.
I
did.
was with Kerr Auction Service out of Mount Sterling, Illinois, earlier this week, and when Alex introduces himself, he says, "I am burdened by ambition." So maybe that's what you can introduce
use that.
yourself
I like
as.
that.
You're burdened by ambition.
That's exactly right.
I
All
like
the good
it.
things. So there's so many things that we want to make sure to talk about today, and that is, where you're farming, what you're farming, because you have very different backgrounds, as you were just saying. But also, we'll talk more about the reasons why you're here and what Hefty has done to step up the social media presence here for Ag PhD Field Day, what that brings to the farm for you, and more. For those who aren't watching yet, you should. You can see us on Facebook and YouTube at WDAY Weather and Ag in Focus. You'll find us on Acres TV today, where we stream live, and this show will be recorded. And above all, you can send us your phone calls on the JLA Insurance phone line, 701-293-9000. After we get a moment to check in with the livestock market update from the American Ag Network, we will return live from Baltic, South Dakota for Ag PhD Field Day. Live from Ag PhD Field Day in Baltic, South Dakota. We're glad to have you joining us this afternoon. Whether you are in the shop working on things, maybe you're out in the sprayer, because Lord knows in North Dakota we never really stop spraying anything. There's always time for you to tune in and see what we're doing here on Weather, Ag in Focus. If you are concerned about your technology, and you should be, because if you aren't doing your VPNs, your encryptions, making sure you're using that MFA for authenticity when you are logging into items with your farm, you're going to want to talk to Chris Sherman. He is with Tech Support Farm. He is here. He is in the AC shop, and he would be happy to answer the questions that you might have when it comes to your technology on the farm, in your tractors, and in your agribusinesses. Dean and I are joined today by Tanner Wittenhoff. He is with the Farm for Profit podcast. And then Andy Pastor, who is Andy Clean on social media. So I know that we asked Andy, but we didn't ask Tanner. So first time here. What surprised you?
I think I got to tell you a little bit before we started, but I'm surprised at the conversations that we get to have. You know, all the trade shows we go to, they're different. Like National Farm Machinery Show for us is a big fan base. That's a lot of fan conversations. But here, we've had fans of the podcast. We've had vendors that are interested in partnering. We've had staff members that are coming up and being extremely pleasant. We've got other creators and friends of ours that we're seeing, and it's a unique mix of what we get to talk about. It's not just, how you doing? Where you from?
Right.
Great. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you. There's in-depth, and for what kind of Andy said, it's not a huge footprint, but I still haven't seen it all.
Oh, I would say that because we are currently on the very east end. And I got to the other side. I walked over there and then realized I needed to come back. And I hopped on a golf cart because I just thought I'm never going to make it in time. So
And I won't lie, I've walked a little and my feet hurt.
Well, it's a day, right?
It is.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Now, you both have responsibilities here because of your social media presence.
Right.
And you have been doing panels and podcasts and so forth. So what are the topics that you've been covering? Andy, you were on a panel already this morning, and you were on an XM radio show. So what were you talking about?
Yeah, well, guess. I was talking about how to keep your equipment Andy clean at the CMB booth, which is the local John Deere dealer out here.
Mm-hmm.
And then, just talking about our soap and our story with Shark Farms, Shark Farm Radio on XM Radio. So it's pretty fun.
So tell us about Andy Clean.
Yeah.
So, Andy Clean basically just started as it was just somebody hashtagged one of my pictures, Andy Clean, because I like to keep our equipment clean.
And it's not just a little clean, it's a lot of clean.
I was just going to say, don't be modest. Like you could eat lunch, breakfast.
I was just going to say you could eat off it, right?
Off the fenders.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And so from a hashtag, it kind of went viral, I guess. John Deere kind of jumped on board with making the stickers and everything. And then it just clued into me that maybe we should be making our own soap. And when I always say we, it's because I treat our company as the people who built it. Because without them, I would be at home working still. It's because of them, and they gave me the motivation to do this, and we got our own soap now, and sold through John Deere. And
how long you been doing this?
So this will be my third full-time year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We started in the spring of 2022. We're just we just had a handful of John Deere dealers that I knew from Twitter, and we were just direct shipping it to them, and they were selling it. And then later that year, John Deere, their one supplier who takes care of all their cleaning stuff, came to us and say, hey, we want to make this a part number in John Deere.
That's a big deal in John
That's
Deere.
a really big deal within John Deere,
Well,
just for the recognition.
Well, and it's so fun because my whole goal was I didn't want to just be a soap salesman. Like, I don't want to be knocking door to door. And
could you imagine that?
Hi, I'm Andy. I'd like to clean your car.
Exactly. And so
nothing creepy.
When's the last time you washed your tractor?
No. Andy would start out with, show me your tractor. Is that dirty? You want me to help?
Yeah.
She does that pretty good.
She does.
Uh-huh. It's scary.
You do that extremely well.
Let me know when you need some help.
Yes, I will. I will. Maybe some radio commercials or something. That would be fantastic. But, some voiceovers.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, that'd be great. But, so it just kind of turned that way, and I enjoy it. It's so much fun. I've got my guys taking care of the soap through John Deere. I get to do the fun stuff and still farm, because that's our main thing. I want to farm. I don't want to lose who I was.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the main thing.
And you farmed something I love. It's cucumbers.
Yes. Yeah, so on our farm, we got corn and beans, and then we also have the vegetable section of our farm, which is corn and beans, and then peppers, which everything just works out perfect because one crop just follows another.
Right.
Except it keeps us super busy, where one of the reasons why I started selling soap and doing the soap thing is maybe one day I can just grow corn and soybeans, right? And slow down a little bit.
Andy
and
aspires
enjoy
to be
summers.
Tanner.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
He just
right.
wants to be you.
Yes, and enjoyed the summer a little bit more because even this, when they asked me, I was like, okay, when is this? And typically, like right now, we're in cucumber harvest.
Right.
And typically we're combining rye too,
Oh,
same
sure.
time. But that got wrapped up early. But luckily I got my dad and my brother at home. They're taking care of business, and I get to do the fun stuff.
That's great.
That's right.
Just in case you guys were wondering, I'm going to be gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I won't be here this weekend and that week. And
So you have a story that goes along with the Farm for Profit podcast, though, Tanner. And I would venture a guess that when y'all started to do a podcast, you didn't think it would get to the size and the scope that it is today, where you are covering major farm machinery shows. You have multiple interviews going on at one time. How did your backstory start?
Yeah, so it started as with my background in finance. I wanted to know everybody that I needed to introduce my customers to make myself appear like the most connected person in agriculture.
you've done a good job.
It worked.
Yeah.
But it's not about me. That's the cool part, is as soon as the mission switched from being about how connected can I be as to how profitable can farmers be,
Yeah.
the audience took off. There was nobody doing it. We had no idea nobody was doing it because we didn't know to do it.
Right.
And as soon as it was as unbiased as possible, we have sponsors. I get that. We
That's
have
totally
conversations
fair.
Well, yeah.
that are with companies that sponsor us, but we try to take as much of an independent approach to the way we have our conversations to provide the most accurate information to help farmers make money. And that in itself has built a support group of listeners and audience members all around us. But never would we have imagined that you can't walk through a grocery store. You
Yeah.
can't walk through a trade show.
People are like, hey, I know you.
It's cool. It's
Yeah.
so much fun. I used to feel guilty when you thought you met somebody and you can't remember. No, just ask again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's my key is I try to say their name, and I'm honest
Yep.
with them too.
Yep.
Like if I forget their name, but I try to say it like 3 or 4 times when I'm talking to them
Just to
to
stick.
get it
Yep.
get it to stick. Because if I say it once, like normally the first time they say it, I forget within a second. I'm like, what was their name? Again?
Well,
But yeah.
name lanyards or name
Yeah,
tags.
that
always
helps so
too.
that helps
Yes.
so much.
That helps
Yes.
tremendously.
Exactly.
And so where do you get the ideas for your guests and your topics on your podcast?
Yeah, it's almost 100% audience driven. It's cool. We got a text line. We've got an email address. We get people that say, hey, have you heard of this Andy Pastor? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should talk to him.
Yeah, we're not having him on the show. He's terrible.
Oh, we've heard of him. He's not allowed on.
Yeah.
But we do. It's like, hey, can you explore embryo technology in cattle and how that's affecting the profitability of beef herds? Hey, we've learned about this drone technology. Do you have anybody that you could connect with? And pretty much all of those are guest suggestions from the audience.
How much of that has translated into your own farm operation? That things that you have learned from your guests?
Yeah, so for us, it's interesting to try and see what we can implement, because there's a lot of things that I have seen and heard of that I want to put into the system, but it's so cool to get the opportunity to try things, because some of our advertising partners will give you product demos
Yeah.
and put it in there. But I would say I'm looking at one of our partners right there, TerraClear, that they come and pick rocks on our farm, and it's a lifesaver. I mean, it's such a great technology.
It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And so when we get a chance to come back, we're going to touch on the bottom of the hour news, but we're going to continue this discussion with the guys. Again, we have Andy Clean. I would call you Andy Pastor, but everybody just calls you Andy Clean.
I was thinking about changing my last name permanently. My driver's license.
You should do it.
I don't want to know where you have that Andy Clean sticker tattooed.
Hey.
And then also Tanner Winterhoff, Tanner's with the Farm for Profit podcast. We will be right
tell
back.
ya.
Well, I can say it. You guys can't.
I know.
We have been busy raising a field of wheat this year. We have 20 acres of wheat for our Here We Grow 2025, and that is our field that we have been following along throughout the season. You can catch all of our videos on our YouTube and Facebook page, WDAY, Weather and Ag in Focus. And a thank you to a couple of the sponsors that have been a part of that, Progressive Ag, Risk Management Specialist, thanks to Ray Grabansky and his friends, and as well as Vision Ford out of Wapita, North Dakota. I had a chance to go down there and do a video shoot with Vision Ford. I currently drive a Dodge. I used to drive a Ford, and I will tell you, there are some new things in that Ford pickup. I think I might go back. Like, for all of us who travel so much, that console not only flips open for a storage compartment, but then it flips down and over, so it makes the entire section between the two bucket seats a desk.
Oh, well, that's handy.
Maybe not to the highway patrolman who stopped you, but for me, I thought it was
what
super.
What are you doing there?
Right. What are you doing with your laptop and everything set up? Good
I was
God.
not on my cell phone, officer.
See? You didn't want me to do that part now, did you? So we have joining us today Andy Pastor. He's Andy Clean on social media, and Tanner Winterhoff. I really stumble. I'm
You're
sorry. Okay. With Farm for Profit podcast. So, Dean, when you thought about the guests who are coming today, had you heard of these guys at all? Because I don't want to deflate their egos. But
I've got to be honest and say no. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Don't apologize.
You know what? You need to be grounded every now and then.
But now you have the opportunity as someone who doesn't have a background in ag
Right.
to pick up new information.
Absolutely. And like Tanner said, I mean, it's not only fun, but it's informative, your podcast as well. So, and who doesn't like to learn, right?
That's right.
I mean,
And I'm the less
and be
famous
entertained.
of the three. You send Dave and Corey out somewhere, and you won't get them. They'll just be swarmed into a group of people, and I can kind of walk along, sneak by
Incognito
sometimes.
in the background.
It's perfect.
I will say that your podcast partner, Dave, is the only guy who's ever beat me on the amount of contacts in my phone. He had more.
Yep, he's a very connected individual. It's fun because the three unique personalities, Corey's a farmer and a seed salesman, Dave is an auctioneer and realtor. So those perspectives and backgrounds and the way they network with people is completely different. You know, it's that farmer wholesome conversation out of Corey. It's that business tenacity out of Dave that they get to completely different places in the conversation.
Now, with the three of you recording today, and you've also, was it a panel discussion you did, or were you recording podcasts? What was going on for you down at the Corteva tent?
Yep, so when we were here in the Morton Center, we talked about land values.
Okay.
Relied really heavy on Dave with his auctioneer and realtor background with Whitaker Marketing Group. And we kind of talked about, is it time to bet the farm? Is this the low before an eventual climb?
That
or are we
big
hitting a
hockey
plateau?
stick.
Where are we going? So it was a good open conversation following Tommy Grisafi after commodities. And then we got to do 2 Farm for Fun interviews at the Corteva stage.
Okay.
So I did the first one. I left the 2 guys to do the last one. So it's been a busy day, which is a lot of fun for us. We like to come here and have something to do all the time, and then we can go home and crash.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if there was something that you wanted to do while you were here, truly not every farm show has a place for kids.
That's fair.
And Andy and I just happened to be in line together for lunch.
Yes.
And we realized there's a lot of things that go on for families. So if you brought your kids, they'd be fairly busy. Did you see the tent with the toys in it?
I have not gotten to that.
Where's
side.
that at? West End?
It's kind of back to the south here.
Oh, really?
Okay.
There is one, it's a little bit towards the back. There is one large tent, and it's got to be 20 by 30. It's big. And it's nothing but play mats on the floor, like farm play mats and farm equipment. And so kids are carpet farming
That's
in
cool.
that tent.
I'm going to be over there.
Kids
after.
and Bridgette.
That's where I'm
Bridgette
heading.
was over there earlier.
That's where I'm heading after this.
That's where we're going to get our best pictures of Andy is on the ground.
That's right.
Pushing his tractor
That's right.
along.
But no, like when we were in line, I seen it looked like a daycare coming through with I think there's about 6 or 7 children.
Blue T-shirt?
Which is
Yes.
which is fantastic. What a great idea to bring the kids out to this.
Stay in line. Hold
Yeah.
their hand.
Yeah, and then I seen also there was a lineman over there showing kids about farm safety and power lines.
They were.
So that was fantastic.
There was. That's
Yeah.
a local power company. I
Yep.
think it's Dakota Sioux was doing that.
And you don't want kids to go hungry. I have never been to a trade show. This is the trade show. A field day.
Yeah.
Any of the alike to where the food is served that efficiently.
Oh, my Lord.
You get in line, boom.
It was
was
wild.
It was awesome.
It was hot.
Yep.
Yes, it was
what
delicious.
What was supposed to be hot was hot, and what was supposed to be cold was cold.
Yes, I'm not worried about potato salad food poisoning
Yep.
later. It was really good. The efficiency around here is tremendous.
Yes.
But when we talk about the kids, the reason I bring that up is how often do you guys get to talk to kids when you are at trade shows and so forth? And what an impression do you think that you get to make on them?
Oh, I don't know if they, but yeah, I've had children come up to me, and you know, I always thought, just going back, and I know what I would feel like if somebody took their time and just talked to me.
Somebody that's like the almost famous Andy Pastor.
No, but probably, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
To just take the time, and that's what I love about the farm people and like the influencers in the agriculture is they're really down-to-earth people.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Where you're not afraid to go talk to them. They're not going to snub you.
No.
Right?
No.
It's fantastic. So, yes.
I don't want any kid to ever be bored. So if I ever see a friend or a fan of the podcast and they've got their children with, I almost spend more time talking to the kid than I do to the parents.
100%.
They'll be just fine.
The parents are going to be fine.
Hey, I got stickers. Can we go find this? Have you hit the horn on this tractor yet?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I know you did because my entire recording you kept beeping the horn. Go do it again.
As a trade show veteran, done this for a little while. One of the things I would always make sure to do is have coloring sheets and little boxes of crayons, like the 5-pack for kids.
Yeah.
Because if you really want to have a talk with mom and dad, but Junior is
you know what?
totally nuts and need to leave. Yeah.
So I remember what it was like for me going with my dad, and I hated it because he would stop and talk to everybody.
Okay.
Right?
If you have ever met Andy's dad,
yes,
he will, and it's generally with a cigar hanging out of his mouth.
100%. 100%. But yeah, and I was like, but now I've turned into that. Where, it's hard to not stop and talk to people. But yeah, I totally, and that crayon idea, I wish they had that when I was a kid.
So, we were just pounding rocks with chisels because we didn't have crayons.
Bugging Dad. Let's go.
So, before the end of the day, you guys haven't seen it all yet. Where are you headed to next?
Well, this is the first time I made it to this end of the show, so I'm going to go that way first and then make my way back. But I got to check on the boys, make sure they put all of the equipment away the way I like it to be put away.
Oh,
yes.
And then I'm going to probably spend some more time in the Morton Center. A couple of those presentations look like they'll be interesting this afternoon.
I think there's going to be some very good ones, and I'm just curious to hear what everybody thinks about them as the afternoon goes on.
That's the only downfall is I haven't been able to catch all the different speakers because there's so many good ones. And I was like, man, I just want to listen to it, right?
The weird part, like you said, we're here on a professional responsibility to do something.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad for the attendees because if they choose to sit in our session, they missed 4 others.
Exactly. Exactly. I got into the session I was leading, and that was on what's no one told you about running the farm with your family.
Yeah.
And the place was packed. And I just thought, what are y'all doing here? But it does stand to reason that with all of the discussions about multiple generations on the farm, transitions or lack of farm succession planning, and why people wanted to stop and just see how are you doing it so it's not a fight.
Right.
But we did have some instances where folks stopped afterwards and said, look, I didn't want to say anything, but it's sort of a dumpster fire over here and it's not going really well.
Well, yeah, that's the number, like when you see farm families not talking to each other and stuff like that. That's typically one of the main reasons why, right?
We've done 11 or 12 episodes on succession planning over the last 6 years. And every time we put a new one out, it still does the best out of the 5-week rolling average.
Yes, because people are still curious and want to know.
Yep.
Do they call in with questions? Like, you have a phone line. Do they send you questions?
Yep, we'll get questions. We'll get different situations to kind of run through. But the next one we're going to tackle is part of succession planning is a retirement.
Yeah.
Because you can plan for death. But what if we could start transitioning prior to death?
Right.
But how do we retire in agriculture? So we're going to try and do a little preemptive planning in our next one.
And you look at the average age. Like what's going to happen within the next 5 to 10 years, I would say.
Yes.
With,
it's going to be a tremendous changeover.
It's going to be something else, right? So, yeah, I guess we'll see what happens.
Gentlemen, folks who have been listening and hopefully enjoyed all of the discussion, how are they going to find each one of you so that they can make sure to continue to follow what you do? Andy?
Yeah. Well, I'll give you my phone number. You can just text me.
Oh,
I was just kidding.
It's okay. I've got it. It's fine.
But no, honestly, I tell people if you need to get a hold of me, here's my number. Text me. I don't care. But no, so Twitter, apastor82. That's where I'm predominantly on the most.
Yep.
I've got Instagram. I am Andy Clean. That's Andy Pastor was taken, so I had to find something, and Andy Clean was taken. So I am Andy Clean. And then, Facebook, Andy Pastor. So that's where I'm at.
I can say we have the distinction of having the first fish house cleaned by Andy Clean.
Well,
at
there
my
we
house.
go. That's right.
And
Wow.
send pictures.
That's great.
Tanner?
Yeah, you can find farm for profit anywhere. The key is we use the number 4. It's not FOR, so it's farm, the number 4, and then profit. But you search that up on any platform, and then you'll get connected to any of his co-hosts. So we love DMs. We love people tagging us so you can interact.
And people can watch or they can listen to
Correct.
the podcast, right?
Yep, video
All the
on
options.
Spotify and YouTube. Otherwise, we're audio on all the other platforms.
So it's okay if I slide into your DMs.
Do it. Do it. Bring it on.
Well, if it's dirty, you can clean it
Yeah,
up.
oh, yeah,
right?
that's
I
right.
mean, there you
It
go.
won't be dirty, I promise.
It's
Not by the time you're
Andy.
done. All right. When we return, we want to talk about the weather because this is Weather Nag in Focus.
We will. We'll give a rundown of the forecast, and we're going to talk to Bryce from Weather 2020. For anybody that hasn't heard of the LRC, we'll talk a bit about that and how we use that to forecast long term. All of that coming up. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus on this Thursday, the last day of July. August starts tomorrow.
It does indeed.
Yeah, but boy, it doesn't feel like the end of July. It's great, low humidity. Problem back home is smoke. And
There's smoke here.
There is smoke.
not as bad as it is back home.
Well,
Visibility's
true,
5
but
miles back at home.
I mean, here I know I should see Baltic that direction,
Right?
but I cannot.
Yeah. So we're gonna continue with the smoke through Friday. Temperatures in the 70s. The weekend winds turn to the south. We'll see the smoke exit, but we're gonna be left with scattered showers and thunder showers over the weekend. Not a total washout, but if you have outdoor plans, you're going to run into that. And then as we head to next week, we see summer heat returning by the middle and end of next week. We got one final guest joining us, Bryce Palmer with Weather 2020. I'm sure a lot of our listeners have heard us talk about the LRC.
Yes.
But Bryce, for those that haven't,
Okay.
we're on Acres TV, and I know we've had Gary on our show before.
And
but
actually, we had guys who walked up and were like, Weather 2020, I know that. So
Yeah.
Bryce is like a regular fixture at
He's a
farm
superstar.
shows now.
I've slowly worked my way into the farm show world. So
So tell us about the LRC. I mean, this has really started to gain traction in the ag community over the last couple of years.
it has. Very much so over the last year and a half, 2 years. Many ag producers have taken, Bridgette, I think as you've said, that leap of faith.
Yes.
They've taken.
And that's tough to do.
It is. Oh, it's.
You know?
Listen, what is the knock on weather? I'm sorry, Dean. But what is the knock on? What is the knock?
That guy is
Oh,
wrong.
those weather guys are never right.
No, but I mean, it changes. So it can change so quickly. But what the LRC does is it gets out of that traditional model and allows us to look at the actual cyclical patterns that we have found that set up starting in October, going through the year to the next October. And it's allowed us to look into the future. I don't want to say a crystal ball look into the future, but it's a tool that ag producers can use to look ahead to see if it's going to be a wet spring, dry spring, warm spring, cool spring, or summer, and when the wet and dry windows will be. When is that rain coming in? You know, I was talking to farmers today that were like, well, the rule is we have to plant by the 10th. Well, what if it's going to be wet that week?
Yeah.
Are you still planting on the 10th?
Plant a little early.
Yep. And so you can plan ahead, and instead of doing it the day before, you've got weeks and months sometimes to prepare.
Right. And not only can, and like we were talking, it's another tool in your toolbox
100%.
to use. It could help increase your bushels. We've had farmers up in around the Fargo area that follow the LRC. They planted early because they knew a wet cycle was coming through, increased their bushels, while other farmers in the area, they were stuck. They couldn't get out in the field. It was too wet.
Yep. They were, again, waiting on traditional.
Right.
I usually plant third weekend in whatever month it is.
Yep.
And those who had the knowledge, who had a look into the future and said, ooh, there's a chance that it's going to rain. There's a good chance this is telling me it's going to rain. If I move my plant date up, maybe 5 days, 6 days, whatever it is, I can get my crop in.
And not only for ag, but also, I mean, Weather 2020 and the LRC has been ranked number 1 over the last couple of years for hurricane forecast accuracy.
That is true, and it's going to become a topical conversation here as we are in hurricane season. Obviously, this part of the world doesn't get affected as much by it, if at all. I mean, we're not on the coast, but yes, tracked by the Barcelona supercomputer, which is just it's a base. I don't know. It takes all the universities, the for-profit, non-for-profit weather organizations that try to predict hurricanes, takes their forecasts on different parameters and tracks it. And the difference between what we do and they do is we make our predictions in March, as they do,
Right.
but we don't usually change ours. And they have to. Like last year, they were talking about the worst hurricane record, on season. The whole East Coast is going to be under attack by hurricanes. And we were like, nah, slightly above average. And we left it there.
Sure.
And it ended up being slightly above average.
Speaking of the slightly above average, but you also said earlier that farmers like to get in, they like to plant their corn early,
Sure.
that type of thing. I just wanted to make sure to point out that there was indeed a couple that was so eager to be here this morning they probably checked the weather with Weather 2020 because they were here at 5:40 a.m. so that they did not miss out on anything. And they were asking for a ride on the golf cart to get into the site today.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. So when you say folks want to get there early, yes, they do.
Yes.
All day long.
And Bryce, are you running? You're running some specials for our ag community for out here at Ag Field Day.
We are, absolutely. So we've got agriculture. We've got our agriculture package. It includes a number of things, a couple reports, both a daily world report, what's happening in the world, 40,000-foot overview of weather. So if you're keeping track of it for markets, commodities, whatever it may be. We've got our weekly report, which, as many of you probably know or have heard, Gary Lezak, who's been on, I know, has been on this show a time or two, has been on the Jay Thomas show. Gary does a weekly report that we've got as part of this package. And we've got our mobile app, which is great for your on-the-go. And then what I call the crown jewel is our vision dashboard, which I know several of your users have because we've got quite a few people on, who have it in their in their so-called digital or proverbial tool chest. But we've got that all in a package. And we're actually giving the whole U.S. for the single state price for this show.
Oh, nice.
So the best thing that you can do, because honestly, the website to get to it is too long
cumbersome.
for me to, I don't want to throw it out there. So just go to weather2020.com.
That's 2020.
Weather2020.com. Simple as that. Find the contact button or the contact at weather2020.com is the email. Send a message to me. Said, hey, I heard about this on WDAY radio. I'm interested in learning more about this. I'll be happy. I will be the one to do the demo, walk you through it, and we'll get you that special that we have here. So if anybody's listening, shoot me a message. The phone number's on there. Give us a call. I'll get back to you, and we'll get you taken care of.
And Bridgette, I know we've talked about this before. When we introduced this to you,
Yeah.
you were a non-believer.
Unicorns and foo-foo dust kits.
There's
I'm
no
putting
way.
that on a T-shirt for Bryce.
We should do that. Weather 2020.
It's not
unicorn and foo-foo dust.
Because we talked about this last night, and
We did.
Bryce, yep, that's not what it is.
It's not what it is.
But we had, everywhere you go, like last night, we had folks that approached you and just said, "Hey, I follow, I listen to your special that you do on WDAY."
Yep, and I'm finding that everywhere I go. When I say everywhere I go, I'm not walking down the mall and people are coming up to me. In fact, I'm not walking down the mall at all. To be honest with you. But
Get off my lawn.
Exactly. But when I show up at events like this, whether it's Big Iron, whether it's especially a Big Iron because of all of you guys out there, but here at here at Ag PhD here in Baltic, if it's at any of the other events, people are coming up and they're saying, "Hey, I've heard of you. I've seen this. I've done this," and it's kind of awesome actually because it's like we're getting out into the zeitgeist. I guess we're getting out there.
Absolutely. And so if you've been listening, you're driving, you're like, I can't even remember what where that was all supposed to be. You know what? You can just reach out to us, weather or ag at flagfamily.com, and we will help with that too. We'll make sure people find it.
They know how to find it. They know how to find me. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Bryce, thanks for joining us. We appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me. I appreciate you having me. It's a beautiful day.
It is a gorgeous day.
Dean ordered it up just for us.
Yeah, right.
Wait, before the show ends, for those watching on video, I'm trying to get all the hand signals to make all the iPad moves. So if you do the quotations, earlier I got the thumbs up.
There we go.
There we go. Perfect.
So for Bridgette and myself, I want to thank everybody for joining us today on Weather and Ag in Focus. Don't go anywhere. The Jay Thomas Show, that's coming up next.
Information you need.
I'm Ken Duffy. Here's what's happening. This just in, a person died this morning during a workplace accident in Fargo.
The conversation you want.
Jace, did she just say I don't have any skill?
You're lifting 12 ounces. You're really good at that.
If you live in Newsom's, California, where gas is almost $6 a gallon.
Well, dude, that's California.